is harder when people are walking by, staring at me like a lunatic. I guess this is just part of what you have to go through. Hello again, and welcome back to the LinkedIn Book Challenge. As you can see today, I am at a playground. Maybe a year or so ago, I was walking around the neighborhood and I started noticing that certain playgrounds were crowded all the time. There were kids playing in them, they were lively, people were having fun. Other playgrounds that looked decent usually had nobody in them. And so it started me thinking, what makes a good playground? What is it about a good playground that draws people in to play on it?
And so I've got two books this week. The first is Kinderspielplätze by Germany's most famous playground designer, Günter Belzig. And the second is Susan Solomon's The Science of Play, How to Build Playgrounds That Enhance Children's Development.
A good playground is essentially a system that is designed to support learning by supporting visible, manageable risks, a diversity of use, and pure exploration and experimentation. Well-designed playgrounds, they reveal that through their structure in a very intuitive way. They offer multiple paths for people to explore. They offer multiple ways for children to approach and navigate and assess and manage risks. And it gives children choices about how they would learn, how they experiment, how they play. They're not just forced into one type of behavior.
I think a beautiful way this is experienced on this playground is through this ring system. Now these rings are high. This is like 3 meters above the ground. It's a long way to fall for a little kid. If a child is too nervous about that, if it's too high a risk, there's all sorts of options. They can practice a different kind of climbing on these other kind of little knots. They can walk across the bridge to a slide. They could just climb down where they wouldn't even need to use their grip strength so much. They have an option over here to try out a climbing wall. There's all kinds of different ways for them to manage that risk without embarrassing themselves if there was only one way and they would have to retreat. They could slide down the pole. They can go just walk across this simple bridge back to a much lower way to reach the same feature. So there's all kinds of different ways that they could manage this risk themselves so they can progressively take steps of mastery.
Okay, I came here, the first time I came to this playground was 4 or 5 years ago. I was not in the best physical shape. I came here with a friend at night. There may have been 1 or 2 beers involved, and I tried these rings out myself. And I tell you what, I swung out from here. I went straight down into the wood chips right down there, plunk, face down from here. And that failure woke up in me this desire to master a skill, this desire to get better at something.
And this is where this cycle really opens up, this beautiful connection between having choices about what kinds of risk you want to take, failing, and then making steps of progress along a path of mastery. So I've been able to go through this whole journey of learning all these different things that I would want to develop, that I would know I need to develop more grip strength and more shoulder flexibility, and all of these things leading in this virtuous cycle of opening up more joy and more experimentation in how I'm using my body.
So this is something that then becomes a very interesting parallel between how a good playground would be designed and how a good learning culture in a company might be designed. Do you give people in the company an opportunity to freely explore new ideas or new technologies? Do they have opportunities to experiment with new things? Are they given chances to shape their own environment, even in simple ways? Do they have any sense of control over the place where they're working? Are there opportunities for them to manage and assess and make choices about the risks that they're taking? What kinds of choices are you presenting to people about how they learn, how they manage risks, how they take time to explore things that are meaningful to them and bring that back into their work? Because from all the companies that we've gone to, the ones that seem to be doing the best, and I mean doing the best in terms of how engaged their employees are, how innovative they are, how much people feel that there's a sense of a mission, that energy is very, very similar to the energy that you find on a good playground when children inherently know by the structure of it that there are lots of ways for them to make choices about mastering skills and learning new things that are valuable to them. So we've had a couple of chances now to run playground workshops. That's where we'll take a group of people who are interested in this innovation management process and bring them to a playground and let them explore for themselves and start to see how does the playground really work together as a system, and how can we start to see that work is not the opposite of play. The opposite of play is actually depression. I think Gunther Belzer puts it very nicely in his book. Play that is no fun is work. Work that's fun is play. So that's really my invitation to you right now. Go out and start to look at playgrounds. Start to see where kids play and what makes it fun for them. Good playgrounds, they're systems that give children choice about how to explore, how to learn, and how to grow through taking risk. I hope you take the chance to go out and learn from good playgrounds, but even better, go out and play on them. See what kind of challenges you'd want to take and how you would learn in a playground system. Your body holds so many memories of play and learning from when you were young. And I promise you, as soon as you get back on a playground, so many ideas are going to come to you just through physically playing. And of course, if you'd like to run a playground workshop, please get in touch with us. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of learning, it's a lot of opportunity to take something that we ordinarily don't even look at anymore and realize that it's an incredible source of learning and a very rich source of ideas that we can bring back into our own work to make our own work more playful, more enjoyable, and more successful. Thank you.